Welcome back, folks. This is Tommy, helpwithgadgets.edc. And first off, I want to thank everyone that has liked and subscribed and continues to watch the channel. It's really appreciated. If you would, if you haven't done so, please subscribe. It would help me out a tremendous amount. Also, if you have any comments, please leave them below. I do try to look at all the comments and reply to those in a timely fashion. Alright, what we have today is a disassembly and cleaning of the Sharp by Design Mini Tempest. I have a friend that actually allowed me to borrow this knife. I did own one of these at one time, but as with a lot of the knives that I've had, I have moved them on so that I could get a different knife. Some of you may know how that goes. If you've been collecting knives for very long. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. This is a very simple design. There's a screw here in the pocket clip. And we'll take that one out. And then there's the pivot screw. Both of them are T8s. I'm trying to be very careful with this one. As it's not mine. So there you go with the pivot screw. Going to drop that in some alcohol and see if we can coax this thing apart. And while we're doing that, look how it fits together down here at the hill of the knife. Very tight tolerances. And again, we'll see if we can't coax it to come apart. We'll see if I can push this. No, it doesn't want to come yet. It's more loose here at this at the pivot side than it is at the heel side. We'll pop this pocket clip loose. From experience, this pocket clip is just a scratch magnet. It's very easy to take some Scotch-Brite and just and polish it up a little bit, but just something to keep in mind. A lot of his Brian Nadeau's designs apparently use a similar clip. I'm going to try to use my handy dandy little pry tool and ever so gently get this thing to release here at the back. Maybe not. As I mentioned in a previous video, it is sometimes an adventure, if you've not had a knife apart, to encourage it to release. But generally speaking, if you're very careful with a knife and you gently encourage it to come apart, a lot of the times it will. The trick is to do so while not cutting yourself wide open. And that is the goal. I would like to not bleed on camera. But this one is defeating me a little bit here. There's a pin in there down here at the bottom that looks like it wants to come apart, but is not wanting to release. And again, it not being my knife, in my inherent desire not to damage a knife, especially when it's not mine, I am perhaps being more careful than I otherwise would. But and I have watched some other folks. Oh, there we go. I've watched some other folks in the past disassembling knives and in sheer disbelief, looking at them and like, why are you doing it that way? But it's a lot harder to do on camera than it might appear sometimes. So I've learned my lesson to not do that. All right, you can tell them with the milling where those two parts meet. It's very, very nicely done. I did enjoy my knife when I had it, but it was it's a very smooth knife. It's very slick, and I would have probably enjoyed it a little bit more if it had some texture. We'll take a quick look here. A lot of knives have a pivot ball, and as you can tell, this one has a pivot nub. You can look back with one of my other videos on the North Arm Sky High. It has a bit of a different design on that nub, but these are two, this one and that one, both very smooth knives, and I would think that nub has something to do with that. So you don't necessarily need a detent ball in order for a knife to be smooth. I'm going to clean out the pivot holes a little bit, and generally just make sure that this is nice and clean. And let's get another. This one should work fine. We'll take a look at the blade itself. I want to clean all the grit and grime. And clean out all the places that where there's anything that may inhibit the proper operation of the knife. And I will take that and clean that out, and also run that around on the blade itself again. Alright, good deal. Let's go ahead and grab a fresh alcohol swab. Let's spill our alcohol so that it runs all over the place. I'm telling you folks, live, unscripted, and sometimes I make a mess. So maybe a bit of comic relief in the process. Who knows? All right. Help with Gadgets.DC's knife videos are like a box of chocolates. You just never know what you're going to get. Alright. I'm taking and pinching that the threads of the pivot screw between the alcohol swab and backing out so that I can clean off any old Loctite that may be in it. Alright. And I think we're ready to assemble. You can, let's see, we got a little bit of gunk inside the pivot screw. But take a look at the milling on the pivot screw. He's got like a square shoulder down there. That fits into that pocket there into the scale. All right, let's go ahead and I didn't take those washers out. I could have done that, but you have to pick those out, and I didn't want to do that this time. Put a little bit of gunny glide. I like using that at times. I'll use various and sundry oils. I use nano oil sometimes. I'll use the Lucas oil sometimes. Alright, fit that over there. Let's put the bearing on. Another couple of things of oil. I'll put a little bit there on that knob. Okay, not much, it's not needed. And then we'll fit this pin here down in there. And you can see if this is number 804. It's got 804 on both sides of the scale, and then here on this scale as well. All right, no missing pieces. Let's go ahead and carefully line this up, and there we go. I'll take this, carefully dab a little bit of Loctite stick on it. I like using that rather than the liquid. It's just a lot cleaner to work with. Less mess, less chance of the Loctite flowing down into places where it's not supposed to be. We'll tighten that up, and I'll carefully close this to make sure that it's not hitting the sides. I will go ahead and put that pocket clip in place and tighten that, and then we'll check to see if we've got any blade play. And all right, centering looks decent. Let's go ahead and open that and check for blade play. I don't feel any. Look at that. You can reverse flick off of that fuller there, or you can front flip, and even like that. Oh, there you go. Beautiful carbon fiber with the blue in it there. Just a very good knife. All right, I wanted to go ahead and do a disassembly and cleaning of this one. I'm going to carry it for a few days and remind myself of how it is and how good of a knife it is, and tell you some of my likes, dislikes, because I did have some dislikes, and that was one of the things I mentioned was the smooth scales. It feels like sometimes the thing's gonna fly out of your hand, but in the same vein, it's a beautiful knife. So there you have it. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. I appreciate everyone that does watch, those that hit the like buttons, those that subscribe, those that leave comments, or even if you just watch. I really appreciate it. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks again.